call me Lil Wo from now on. What they say now, what they say now, what they say now, what they say now. Tell me what they gon' say.
It's
now.
my birthday!
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday.
What they say now. Okay. Hi, ladies.
Hey, good
How
morning.
are we this morning?
Fabulous,
Good
blessed,
morning.
highly favored.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, boo, how are you?
I'm ready to rock this show today. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm here. Let's go. Let's do it.
You better
Okay.
be ready. It's your
Okay,
birthday.
so this is the first official,
Official.
because we're going live today. Can you
Right
hear me
now.
okay? We're going live today. Today.
Today.
And
Right
guess
now.
what today is?
It's your birthday.
Thank God I'm here, and I'm very, very blessed. I'm so blessed to be here.
Amen.
You know, sometimes you wake up and you feel like crap, right, ladies?
Facts.
What I sound like about 3 hours ago to you?
Hello. I was like, hey, can you text me the address? Okay. Got about an hour to get myself there. Well, get yourself together then. It's your birthday.
You gotta have that person in the morning. They call that you can call.
No, I text you, remember? I texted
You text me. Tara,
like 5
Sarah-
something. 'Cause I was up at 2.
And I
Sarah's been up
called you.
since 2 a.m. I don't know what the heck she's been on since 2
Getting
a.m.
work done.
But she's been up since 2 a.m. and she told me she's been up since 2 a.m. And I was like, I felt some type of way because I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna crash during the podcast.
No.
And I don't know what we're gonna be able to do
I'm up.
because, and she's up. She's been to boot camp.
Hey.
She done did her prayer this morning.
Hey.
She done did her.
I think he woke me up and was like, let's go.
Let's go. Because you know sometimes you gotta have that energy that you pull from some.
Yeah, it's supernatural because I don't wake up at 2.
She doesn't wake up
I
at
wake
2,
up at 5 usually.
and lately it's been a little struggle for me getting up at 5. So, you know, it's a lot that we have going on, but as sisters in the body of Christ, we have to push.
Yes. Early bird catches the worm.
What's push? What does push? What does the acronym mean?
I don't know.
Somebody said this.
I don't know.
Somebody
I'm supposed
said
to
this,
know.
and they said push means pray until something happens.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
Pray until something happens.
Push.
Push.
I like that. Push through.
Because I know you be praying for me, don't you, Sarah? She be praying for me.
You gotta have friends that you can pray
You gotta
for
have
and pray
friends
with.
you can pray for, and I love it. And that, you know, you feel it because sometimes, you know, you're not always in the state of mind to pray for yourself or know what you're praying for, but people on the outside see what you're going through, and they're gonna go ahead and put a little high praise for you, right?
Amen.
All right. So always giving praise and God to glory, and making sure that all blessings go to Him, and without Him, none of this can happen.
Exactly.
Nothing can happen. So I always give my praise and my worship to the Most High. Let's go ahead and get into celebrities.
So,
Are
Kanye?
we gonna start with Kanye?
But
Wait
you
a minute. Let's listen.
But you said celebrity, and that was the first name that popped into my head.
Yes, but you know what? Kanye too big to be a celebrity. Kanye is too big to be a celebrity. Kanye said he's not a celebrity. He feels like he's bigger than a celebrity.
What is he?
Michelangelo.
Oh.
I think Kanye think he's Michelangelo. He's just the greatest artist that walked the earth.
I thought Picasso was the greatest one.
Then I'm mistaken, boo. Go ahead
No,
and
but he
like
did have
me.
a list when we watched that one video on YouTube.
Girl.
Yeah, when he was yeah.
Hold on, how about I got kicked? Listen, you know I get kicked out of I get kicked off treads, I get blocked out of groups, all of that.
Because you be
Doing
talking,
weights,
yeah,
huh?
you be doing way too much sometimes, girl. I did that yesterday.
What'd you do yesterday? Girl,
She's like, girl, look.
Girl, I couldn't even get the screenshots quick enough. There's this group in Phoenix called Phoenix Hair and Makeup. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all.
Are they going to
Yes.
kill
They're
you?
gonna kill me
Because they're
They
on
gonna come for
Facebook.
me in there on Facebook.
They're on Facebook.
Phoenix Hair and Makeup don't go in there on no BS at all. They done handed me my rights. Hold on. They have handed me my rights repeatedly. Like, they done chewed me up and spit me out, and I have nothing but love for them because they challenge you on a whole different level. So big ups to is it Phoenix Hair and Makeup?
Like, yeah, PHX, like hair and makeup, MUA, black hair, something.
You gonna figure it out along the way, but that's the
Savages.
They're savage. They're gonna come for your whole life and they're gonna care nothing about it. I posted some pics. They will, oh my God. Hairstylists. If your game is not up to par, don't post it.
Not the hairstylist, even the clients.
Okay, what happened?
What happened yesterday?
Girl, yesterday.
Bring it back.
I can't talk about it because I got blocked. The whole thread got deleted. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to shut down nobody else's timeline. But I'm going to talk about it because I don't care nothing about that. Listen, old girl from Chi-Town with the Burberry outfit. That was me. Yeah, that was me. I'm Risa. Yes. You said it was broke. Where? But listen, it ain't got nothing to do with being broke. I was trying to help you out on a sister-to-sister tip. You can't come into no group talking about, yeah, this is Burberry. I paid $330 for this, boo, 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 wham. And you got it from Children's Salon. That's not Burberry. We don't know where that's from. What is their return policy? How many days do you got to return it? It's cold outside and you're selling shorts and you want $330? What? Stop playing with me. And they chewed you up and spit you out so bad you had to shut it down. And I don't mean to be like that, but they shut it down. They don't care nothing. Listen, and being black in Phoenix, they don't care nothing about that. They would chew you up and spit you out like you are garbage. And I love it because it's challenging for me and it's funny. Girl, they say the darndest things.
It's a lot.
They say the darndest
I
thing. Look, I high Sadiddy folks don't even mess with it. It's so funny to me.
The heart for that. I do not have it.
It's always about something. It's just
you know listen, back in the day, and I started, I might change. I don't want to change. Okay, so listen, let's get back. Let's start. Okay, let's rewind and get back to the base of this show. So I named this show Catch. And if you know me and you're a little bit closer to me, you'll understand what CATCH means. CATCH is an acronym for Creating a Thriving Community in Harmony.
Okay.
I was beginning to form a NPO, and I used to host these events, and we would get together and do things for the events. That was like we did poster boards. Remember that, you guys? So I invited everybody to the salon that I used to work at. And well, it was my salon, but it was like in the community area. And we all got together and did these poster boards. And then I had another one at my girl Nikki. She owns ATL, her and her husband. Big shout out to them.
Look, I'm just saying your cousin said happy birthday to you.
Who said that?
On there. You have to say something with the comments.
Don't get me off track. Hold on, let me finish. I thank you. You guys, I love you so much. And I'm about to turn up for y'all. Please keep watching. But my one of my clients, Nikki, her and her husband owns ATL Wings in Scottsdale, Arizona. And it's the bomb. And she allowed me to come in with my people and do this like poster board class. And we it provided all the tools, all the food was free, all the drinks were free, everything was free. And I did this stuff out of my own pocket. I'm a single mother with twins, and I love my people, and I've always loved my people, and I always love my family. And that starts with my family. Always starts with my family. So I held these events. Remember, old boy came out, Emeka came out and did the drones that day. That's where he was coming to do the drones that day to capture the event. So like it was that big and purposeful for me. So I wanted to, that was like 2 years ago. Oh my God. It was like 2 years ago. And then we went to like this waterfall place in like Scottsdale. You go down this trail. It's really swanky. I have to take you there because they have a trail where you can like run and stuff along the canal, and it's awesome. So we went there. Oh, I need it's okay. I don't know.
We'll see.
Technical difficulties because Risa didn't charge her phone. Nope. So listen. So we had this trail and I had it set up. We had food, we had drinks, and then we went down. So the people that were there, they remember what I'm talking about. So we went down by the waterfalls, and I'll post pictures. That's what I'll do. I'll post pictures later. Okay. So we went down in the waterfalls, and everybody had like gift bags when they came and a notepad, and you go down there and you write your thoughts, and then we had like this spoken word event, and it was so.
That sounds peaceful.
It was bomb. It was so peaceful, and and what I realized that night was that I don't know how to relax.
Girl, we just talked about that. I don't either.
We're going to touch on that again.
Yeah.
I don't know how to relax. So the whole time I'm like making sure the food is okay, the people are okay, drinks are coming, everything, cleaning up.
Busy.
I'm staying busy. That I couldn't even sit down and write my thoughts, but I got a lot of thoughts and those are going to keep coming. But when people got up and they shared, hey, boo, hey, Lala, baby IG, go ahead and hit her up. That's my little boo-boo. So when people came down, and she's always, Laura, you remember when we started Catch, and I told you earlier this year that we're going to breathe life into this. And this just isn't your ordinary podcast, because money, time, and effort has been put into this way before this day started. Now I'm putting a face to it and a voice to it, so we can go ahead and continue this on.
Yeah.
And at the end of that event, I understood people on a different level, that, man, some of my closest family members, friends are like experiencing things that I'm not even understanding, but I was able to understand that night. And I slept on those thoughts, and they marinated to the day where I'm here today. And I'm like, we got to put a voice to this. The whole point of Catch is to invoke change. The whole point of Catch is to invoke change. And if you don't, you might have to go back to your Bible, and you might have to read on a couple of scriptures, because we can talk about these things all day and all night, but we need resources. We need people to come together on different platforms and get together and provide their help so we can do something differently. When you keep doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and it's not working, that's called insanity. So, we started to talk on insanity. We're going to go ahead and lead into Kanye. We talked about Kanye, Sarah. Mm-hmm. And did you, leaving the salon yesterday, or I don't know, 2-3 days ago, a couple days ago, what did you learn differently, or what did we experience differently about Kanye that you didn't know previously? Especially with this whole church movement. And that's what's important about it, because you got to save your souls, and you got to be careful of where your souls are being led to. So what did we learn, or what did you see that was different about Kanye that day?
Well, all I got to say is, if you live your life for God, it should be apparent. Like, people should know who you serve from how you live your life.
Absolutely.
And that's all I'm going to say on that.
And that's all.
And if the fruit isn't there, then it's going to hard. You can say all this stuff, but unless it's manifested.
And people say you shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge. You judge in the same measure that you judge. So if I'm sitting up here and saying that Kanye is wrong for leading the people wrong into having a selfish motive behind it, and it's all coming from greed and money, God can judge me on that. You can judge me on that. You can judge me on that. And you make that own assumption within yourself, and you come to a perspective where you like, okay, this is right or this is wrong. That's what makes us accountable. Not just accountable to the sins of ourselves, but the sins of our friends, the sins of our family members. Because sometimes somebody needs to step and say, hey, you're wrong.
Right.
So people are so fans of the music because of what it presents in the movement that they can't think for themselves, and they can't feel like they feel a certain type of way because they're judging. And God said, judge unless ye shall be judged. Get the scripture right first and foremost.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's all an act? Like, he's trying to get money? What if he's just changed and he's trying to do something different?
I laugh in your face.
What was
I laugh in your face because Kanye is the the same, and he's selfish, and he boasts himself up with pride.
You need to watch
And-
the interview that we
And
watched.
you need to
Yeah.
watch the interview. What's the guy's name? It's some old basketball player or
Yeah,
something.
and he interviewed him.
He interviewed him, and
Yeah.
it's just
And it was all
it's
and
I,
me,
and guess what? If anybody knows what the whole like culture in satanic cult Satanism, it begins with I. You gotta get people to believe that I is the ruler of everything, and I did this, and I got here on my own. And once you take God out of the picture, and it's all about I, me, then
It's not of God. You have to die to yourself. And during the whole interview, he didn't die to himself at all, but he just kept throwing in God and Christianity. But everything was like, I. He's like, you guys said that I'm canceled, but I'm not canceled. It's I. I was like,
I haven't watched the interview.
Yeah, you need to watch.
Yeah,
We need
maybe
to-
I need to interview.
we're gonna put the link.
Watch the interview.
we're gonna put the link up.
Yeah, we'll put
we're
the
gonna
link
put
in
the
there.
link up. And
I'm
also,
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because people do change. I mean, probably that's his calling.
I mean, people
I
do
know.
change, but then also, like that one interview I said, you have to denounce everything that you've done. So you need to stop getting all them record sales from all the everything that's counterculture, like everything that he's put out already that
but
goes
you know
against
what's
God.
crazy?
You know what I'm saying? You have to pull all that stuff back.
Kanye said, my dad, people are so, okay.
But what's
Kanye
the
said-
difference between him and all the people that are starting all
That
these
already-
churches and
That are already doing
and
it?
they-
None at all.
and the
judging
benefiting
judging
from
the
the money
same measure.
and doing
There's
all
nothing
these
different
things,
at
though.
all. And
There's
that's
no
what he
different.
picked up on.
But
The
it's what-
churches
that's what he
that
realized.
actually own private jets and all this things.
But it's the heart.
Mhm.
It's like his heart. Like, girl, you got to.
So do you think that he's different from the other preachers that are doing that?
He's not a preacher though. Kanye West is not a preacher. You know
He's
what I mean?
not a preacher, but he decided to go
Yeah, but-
that route.
But that's not. I can just because I decide to go do something doesn't mean that I'm qualified to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a pastor. He's not a preacher.
No.
You know, so I
He's
would not go to
not.
a church and follow somebody that's not even. Where else have you showed me that you're a man of God? Even and if you just gave your heart to the Lord, then it's a whole process, and you're in the beginning stage. You're not in a place to lead other people. If you just got saved, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go through all of that.
There's a transition you have to
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah.
Had his heart been in the right place, I would. But when you feel something when you're connected, first of all, everybody's not that connected to their spiritual realm and to the highest power. Everybody's not that connected. So you might not feel something on the inside when you hear certain words being spoke, because there's life and power and death in your words. So when you hear something being spoken, a lot of times my spirit is like, "Rah, rah," because
Yeah.
it doesn't like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't like, because I don't play about my God. I don't play. I might do a lot of crazy things from time to time,
Right,
and I might
fact.
have to wheel it on back in.
Right.
But I don't play about that, and I'm
No.
very overprotective. So when I hear someone blaspheming and you're trying to make a profit, and I see you, man, it's sad.
So
It's
what would
sad.
you say about Pastor Wilson?
Okay, I don't have anything to say about Pastor Wilson. I don't have much to say about Pastor Wilson. He's worse than Kanye. He's worse than
Yeah.
Kanye.
Okay.
And it's crazy because I've been in a situation like with Pastor Wilson. And I'm not going to speak on that. But it's crazy. You cannot use the word of God
For your own benefit.
for your own
If
benefit.
you're gonna do you, but don't bring God's name into it. That's what I'm saying. Just do you.
Just do you.
Do you.
Just do you. Just do you. And it's so sad when they use, because it's like, what's your ultimate motive? Now, you already know he's going for Trump. We said, I'm not saying I'm not going to talk about politics on this show, because this is all about delivering the real and making sure that you can form your own perspective on the information that we present. So you've seen what he's been saying this whole time, and he's got the backing, he's got the following. He's laughing. They're laughing because Kanye's just a puppet at the end of the day. He doesn't make any real decisions for any of us, just like Trump doesn't. It's all about what you choose to entertain your spirit, and whatever you allow
Yep.
to come into your body,
Yep.
your souls, your home, then that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to marinate and manifest. So if you want to go ahead and entertain this foolery, if you want to, then I don't know what to tell you, because every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. Y'all take that any way y'all want to take
That
it.
Jesus is Lord.
Y'all take that any
That
way
one
you
it.
want to take it. So we gotta touch on this image. gotta touch on this image.
Okay.
Sarah,
Oh, you cute. It's your
Hi,
birthday. I had to make sure I showed up correctly.
Olivia, you cute.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So, ladies, I'm gonna just give a few pointers on some things that we can do. That's not too hard to make sure that we're taking things to the next level. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
What's that
I
about?
don't even know.
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Why are you looking at me like I ain't
No,
cooking?
I'm ready
Oh,
for your
she's
amen. Listen, I'm ready for your amen.
You
I'm
smell
ready for your amen. Look. I was waiting for you to touch
amen.
and agree.
Oh, I'm touching the ground. Like, you looking at me? I'm clean.
You clean, I'm clean.
Fresh. Y'all can
But
smell
you
it.
can't. There's a certain, when you're in the shower or you're in the tub and you're scrubbing up, and I'm starting there at the basics, because you can't put anything over that if you're not already. You got to wipe that surface down, that foundation from yesterday, all the trouble you went through, whatever hard day you had. You have to cleanse yourself. Okay?
Cleanse your face.
Don't get in the
after
shower
shower.
and
Cleanse your
wash.
body. Wash off yesterday. Just wash it all off.
Just a lot of people ain't washing in some personal areas, and it's just behooving me that you walking around.
We are grown.
Just
Who is going to be walking around?
And who
without
didn't tell
washing?
you?
Like who?
Who didn't tell you?
accountability.
Like, where's your friends? Like, who didn't?
Yeah.
Why didn't somebody tell you?
Girl, sometimes, I be musty sometimes. And
Even if somebody just slid
when I'm
in
working
something.
hard, real sensitive, but it in my arms. So ladies who are real sensitive,
I always carry deodorant and
Facts.
perfume in my purse. So if I smell you, Risa, I'm just gonna be like,
Please
here,
tell me.
there
I'll
you
just
go.
slip it up to
but
you
it
like
doesn't
this.
get that bad. It doesn't. If I smell myself, it's a problem.
That's when you know. If you
That's
smell
when you
yourself,
know.
then you know other people smell you.
Exactly.
'Cause
But
that's
I'm really sensitive to certain things, so I can't use razors, and I can't use. I wax underneath my arm, so I try to keep everything clean because I'm sensitive. My skin is sensitive. So, ladies, if you are sensitive, there's some natural products that you can use. Limes. Did you guys know that
Mhm.
limes, they like shrink your pores, so you don't sweat as much? So that cuts back on the sense of being.
I heard putting lemons
Mercy.
under your arm. That's what I heard.
Well, lemons and limes. I say limes because they're alkaline.
Okay.
See,
And
I
not
don't
just regular
believe
limes,
in-
but
you
the
know,
mini
there are a
limes.
lot of people that use natural stuff, but they're not that good. Especially after a long day, you're still going to stink. You need,
but this
you
is
need a good deodorant.
I-
Forget
use
about all
lemon
the
deodorant.
natural lime and everything.
But this is the
that.
thing
Don't
with those
use lime in your
products.
armpit.
Wait a
Just
minute.
use the deodorant.
Especially when it's 120 outside in Phoenix.
Listen.
It is too
You can't
hot
just
in
use
Phoenix.
lime.
They're
It's
not-
too hot in Phoenix to be using lime.
Yeah.
My girls got it.
I'm so
And they
done.
don't
You
let
right
me know,
now.
like, Risa, your
No.
Yeah.
your limes didn't
You're
work
all
today, boo.
fed.
But the whole thing with the whole limes and the natural treatments is that you gotta have a natural diet. It doesn't work if you're eating fast
That
food,
part.
preservatives.
Exactly.
Because it comes out.
And it comes out of your pores,
we
and that's
learned
the
it comes
first
out.
thing it comes out is your pores. So if
Mhm.
you're on a healthier diet, you might be able
You
to
might-
skip a few
yeah.
days, because that's what I noticed. Like when I went alkaline vegan, like I didn't have to use deodorant for 3 or 4 days. That's
Oh.
crazy, because this one right here, I don't know what it is about this armpit. But this bad boy be on forever flame. So sometimes I got to use the lines for this arm and some regular for this arm.
See, there's
So
I cannot leave my house without a deodorant and a perfume. I love me some perfume.
Me too.
I worked for this company. They actually tried to stop me from wearing perfume. So I was like, just show me where it's written that I cannot wear perfume, because I'm not leaving my house without a perfume. Oh,
Olivia, are we talking about Edu Toilet or PARFUM? Did you know there's a difference?
I know, but I love me some perfume.
Just something to
Like
make you smell good, whatever,
perfume.
ladies,
Like,
whatever.
when I
But that's
walk
Bath and
in a
Body
room,
Works.
Yeah.
I want you to smell me.
Yeah, right.
When I
But
walk
that's
in
her
a
saying.
room,
That's
That's
her
Bath
saying.
and Body Works, so be it. Then
So be
whatever
it.
it takes to get the job done. But don't put spray over funk. That does not work ever in the lifestyle of hygiene.
Yeah.
Have we known funk and fragrance don't mix? So wash. That's the whole purpose. Wash before you fragrant.
Tell them.
I know, right? Okay, so Ladies, let's touch on relationships really quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So we talked a
relationships.
little bit about, okay, so we'll post our first unofficial podcast later.
Lord.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So, but we touched on like family relationships. Let's touch a little bit on romantic relationships.
Oh, yeah, we touched on
Really.
situationships.
Yes, we
And
did.
situationships.
Situationships.
That word,
Yes.
though.
I'm so dry. I don't even got a situationship. So you can hit that DM and say,
You don't
happy
even want a
birthday.
situationship though.
You sure? You
Nobody
right.
wants it. You don't want that. Don't hit the DM for a
Situationships
situationship.
get you
I'm
in
talking
trouble.
about-
They
Like,
do.
why can't everything just be so simple? Like, okay, we're in a situationship. Just come whenever I tell you to come, and then go whenever you're ready to go.
But then that's not a
And don't make it-
situationship. A situationship is when you do everything that you do in a relationship, but y'all ain't together. That means you having sex with each other, you spending the night, you hanging out, and then la da 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 da. Old boy's like goes out and has sex with somebody else, and then you get mad, but you can't get mad because you guys weren't in a committed relationship. That's the thing. That's what happens all the time. And then women like accept that because it's better than being by yourself, so they think.
Right. I can't. You know what? I have to be by myself before I entertain something that's just too crazy. And I'm not with the situationships. I'd rather just be celibate and be by myself before I entertain anybody's foolery.
And people don't have that conversation with the situationship. Are they having sex with somebody else?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like women won't even ask that question until because like you don't want to know the answer, but. It's like, so you're gonna hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No.
By not asking a question. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Would you ask somebody that?
I've asked somebody that.
Somebody and it's just a situation, no strings attached. Would you say?
Is that first date,
you...
upon meeting, second date, third date?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's a difference between a
hey,
jump off.
You seeing someone?
But that's not. But you're not.
When he wants to get we gonna make that real plain. When he wants to get in between your legs, at some point, I mean, you decide. Do I want to do this and just keep it moving and not understand what this person's history is? Or do I want to get to know him and see what his history is before we go ahead and take that moment? And sometimes we might get caught up in emotion, especially when alcohol and we're inebriated is involved. So we might get caught up in emotions, and later you might like, I think I love him, but I'm not for sure. But I gave him some, so I must love him. So we don't understand. It's all out of order. So
unless
ladies,
that's what you want. And
that's what you want.
But if the jump off is a jump off and you understand that's what it is, then that's what it is. But if you turn your jump off into a situation, like that's the problem. If we're just having sex, then that's fine. But it's not like that. Women want the emotional and hanging out every day and all the extra stuff.
Do you think women want that anymore?
They do.
Girl,
I've seen so many people.
Not all the women though.
Not all the women.
I feel like we've reached a certain point where women are doing their thing, and when they have a dude where they can meet once or twice a week.
Yeah, but that's different then, because I feel like, okay, more like if you're broken and you're trying to find something in this situationship, usually if you're a little more whole, you're not going to even put yourself in that type of situation, because why are you going to exert your energy over that? You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the people who aren't, you know what I'm saying, they don't really know themselves and they're still kind of broken, and you're seeking that love or whatever in all these dudes.
Yeah, it's too much going on. I just rather be by myself because I don't have time, and the way I'm set up, it just isn't gonna work.
And I want more than that.
And I want more than that.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes
you're not just
gonna like, I haven't been married, and I'm not gonna talk about how long I've been single, but it's just that I'm number one. Period. I'm not second, third, fourth, fifth, and you can call me selfish. You can say whatever you want to say. Now, if there's kids in the picture, that's different. But as far as the apple of your eye and me and your woman and your partner and everything, I'm number one. I don't got time to be sitting in the back seat for nobody or the passenger. That's about it. But I got too much to offer.
Right.
To be number two. I mean, I'm number two to you, but I'm not your side chick. This ain't side chick material.
Come on, that part right there. You have to know your worth.
Somebody
You
hold
gotta know
their
your
roles
worth
completely, and they understand that.
Yeah.
You can't put me when you put me in a side chick position. That's when I'm gonna come out like you got me way messed up. I'm not doing this at all, and I refuse.
Exactly.
What will you do if you find out that you were a side chick? If somebody put in a side chick position.
Yeah, like you
you
thought
didn't
you were
even
in
know about it.
You thought you were in a relationship
thought
and
you
come to
were in a
find out.
relationship.
Yeah, come to find out he got another
Another woman.
because he
What would you
travels
do?
all the time or something. You know what I'm saying? That's possible.
You said, what would you do? You didn't say, what did you do?
What
Oh.
would you do?
Have you been in that situation? And if so,
Ooh,
what
wait
did you
a minute,
do?
Sarah. Well, wait a minute now.
But you're the one who brought that up. You just said,
Okay.
did
Oh,
you
no, I
do?
brought it up. But I have found myself in that situation. But
Okay.
I'm not a fighter. I'm not all that. I just removed
Let it go.
myself. No,
See?
yeah, I just didn't answer the phone. I didn't text. I just
I like her though.
I
She
just
has
went
time for
my
nonsense.
way.
I can tell.
I can't fight. First of all, I can't fight. So I can't even
But why
try
would you
to
want
start
to?
a fight.
True. Okay. At least you know your role. Okay.
I know my place.
You know your place.
I know my place. I know I can't fight, so I can't start a fight. So
Okay,
I'm not-
Olivia. Next time we in that position, I can fight, and we can go over
that's
there.
why I like
and
to
kick
hang
this
out.
off.
That's
I
why I like
promise
to
you.
hang out with
Put
women.
aside
Like
your
her.
girl. Stop playing with me.
Wait. But who are you fighting?
That's okay. You right? Because
Okay, why you
nobody?
fighting
I
the
got time for
No,
that.
but I'm
Sarah.
saying,
You
are you
ain't got
fighting
time
the
for
girl
that.
or are you fighting the dude? Because you need to be
I'm
fighting your
fighting the
man.
guy.
Okay,
First
good.
and foremost, I'm
Okay,
gonna take it across your head. She might get hit in the whole
But yeah, because he
process.
has a
You know,
commitment
I'm
to
in
you.
between.
He had a commitment
You
to her.
shouldn't take it on her though.
No, it's not her.
First of all,
It's him.
ain't
You
no
shouldn't take it on
Listen.
her. I'd rather you beat him.
No,
Right.
Than
then
beat her.
nowadays, especially after spending some time in Glendale jail, I refuse. I'll walk away. So I don't have the necessary. I'm not Meg the
We too
Stallion.
grown for
My
that.
knees don't go down like that,
I'm
and
not
I can't
fighting them.
bob and weave.
I definitely wouldn't fight a girl.
I
over
can't
no
bob and
dude.
weave like I
And I'm
used
not gonna fight
to.
no dude
I
at this
just
age.
I
Like,
can't do it. My hands are tight. I
not
gotta
worth
raise
it.
kids and stuff.
It's not.
It's not worth it.
I
Like,
gotta
all
think about
that-
my day tomorrow.
So
You
what
ever
do
been?
you get after beating the woman or the man?
Nothing.
I don't know. I've
I'd
never
rather-
been in that situation.
I'd
Me neither.
rather walk away.
I'd
and
rather
feel
walk away.
proud about-
I'll
Yeah.
tap her a little bit.
myself.
But if I beat you up too bad, then I gotta go to jail, and I can't go to school tomorrow. I can't go to work tomorrow. I gotta pick up my kids. I gotta go eat.
Oh,
I can't eat what I want to eat.
See, that's what's called you got a lot
know,
to lose.
You have
got
a lot to lose.
Yeah.
So you can't be out here fighting nobody.
No.
Absolutely.
You know, you got a lot
Absolutely.
to lose.
I'm too
We
grown.
grown.
I'm
so
too
it's
grown.
just-
I'm too grown. Can we transfer this over to finances really quick? And I want to kind of touch on that because it has been, I think for most Americans, most people, period, it's a way of handling your finances that we all haven't quite grasped that aspect yet. And including myself, like sometimes I'm doing very well and sometimes, something happens.
Right.
Something happens. And there's been a person that I used to follow all the time. I used to listen to his podcast, Dave Ramsey. I don't know if you've ever
I went through
listened
that.
to his FBUF
Yeah,
University.
I found you do it again.
Financial Peace University.
Hmm.
Dave Ramsey is awesome. And he doesn't give a squat how you feel. Like he will take you out of your emotions so quick. And it's breathtaking for me because you need people that are also going to hold you accountable in your life.
Yes.
So when they see you acting a fool and spazzing out and spending your money, like hold on, girl, there is going to be a rainy day tomorrow. You might need to,
Right.
scale back a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta watch yourself who you surround yourself around. And there's definitely steps that we can take when it comes to first of all, how many of you have an emergency fund? I don't have an emergency fund.
I used to.
I used to. It's been
I don't have-
depleted.
I don't have.
It's been
There was an
depleted
emergency.
several times.
Yeah. And that was it.
Something we.
I feel like there's always when you have one emergency, the next comes and the next comes and the
It's like
next
always
comes.
my car.
It's like a circle that just
Yes.
keeps going. And if it's a whole month, it's a whole month of hell.
And then good luck replenishing your.
Emergency
Emergency
fund,
fund.
and we have to be cautious of that. Pay your bills on time, even if that's sending $25 in for that minimum payment, just to make sure that you're paying that credit card on time. Even if that's whatever it is you can do, even if that's calling those people up. Stop being afraid. I remember there's sometimes I would be so afraid because I had it. And I wouldn't call the creditor, and I'm hiding them, ducking, dodging your calls. But when I learned the power in speaking up and making sure that I was accountable for my actions, like, look, stuff happened. I just don't have it this month. And sometimes people may be a little bit more lenient on you, and they might be able to give you some grace, like God says, with that grace period.
Yeah.
And a payment plan or something.
And a payment plan.
Like APS, they be doing that.
Girl,
Oh.
I'm not even gonna talk about
Yeah,
UPS
okay.
or Southwest.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying,
for
but you
none of
can't
that
get a
right
payment
now.
plan.
But you can just call and let somebody know. And as the people, we gotta start doing that, because we have to model that behavior for the ones that are coming up behind us and for our children.
Yeah.
Because if they don't understand how to handle crisis, then you're losing. You're sinking like you're sinking like a Titanic, and you can't allow yourself to get so far under that you can't climb your way
Climb
out of
up.
that, because debt is real and it'll happen
yeah.
way quicker.
Finances, credit. Like people don't know anything about credit, and they can't teach their kids about credit. And like that's super important, because you need credit to get a car, to get a house. Like all of that
Absolutely.
matters.
Absolutely.
And people, you know, their money is like people's money just goes into different things. And not savings.
Savings for your children.
Saving for college.
Saving
Like,
for college.
put
Even
that
if
Jordan
it's-
money for college. I'm just
Get
trying to
that
say.
That Burberry outfit for $330.
Hey,
I'm gonna slap you with it, sis, because it just wasn't necessary. Now you're sitting up here trying to get online and sell something that you could have used for your household, and not to come against you like that, but make smarter decisions. If you don't have an emergency fund, and I'm not being funny at all, if you don't have an emergency fund of at least $1,000 to $5,000, you are losing. That means that's money after everything's paid and everything is caught up. That's money sitting to the side just in case something happens. And the average American doesn't have that.
No.
You were talking about the Burberry issue. My question is, how did you guys know that she had an issue with finances? Maybe she just got it like that. That's my thing. I don't think
if you got it like that, give it to charity. If you got it like that, first of all, it's a short set and it's October. It's cold outside.
Yeah, but she just wanted to sell it. So what's the problem?
Nothing is the problem. The problem was when you came in all caps. That's what the problem was. The problem is when you started talking slick and somebody's trying to help you with advertising and marketing, you started getting negative. That's the problem. I wasn't trying to come at you bad. I wasn't trying to come at you disrespectful. What I was doing was trying to offer some insight, and you got negative. You thought I was coming for you. I wasn't coming at you. I'm just like, I'm asking you questions that the next 6 people asked you. Because I know that the next 6 people, 10 people are going to ask this question. So you gotta have your receipts ready. And I'm not saying you didn't or you did, but if you're getting mad at somebody for asking questions and you're trying to sell something, customer service is everything. Everything. I'm not buying something from somebody and you're nasty.
See, that's the problem with us Black people. Our customer service sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks.
Mine's good.
Sucks.
I know mine is good. I know mine is good, but
whole-
I have met people and I'm like, you're trying to sell something.
Check your attitude.
But you got the nastiest attitude.
The nastiest
You have to know how to
attitude.
talk to people. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And people's tone of voice is everything. Like when you're talking to somebody.
When you're talking, and those caps are everything. Don't get on a social media platform and start talking greasy when you're trying to sell, because I'm not the only person that's reading that. It's hundreds, thousands of other people who are reading your response, and you need to be careful of the words you choose. There's power in there's life. So if you're getting mad at me, you're getting mad at the same person who has the same question, instead of explaining it and putting it out there like, okay, this is that. But when you're so aggressive with it, you don't got to be aggressive with me, because if I don't have it, or the next person doesn't have it, or somebody who does have it, they're watching. They're like, okay, I'm not going to buy that from her. She's crazy. They're scared to pull up on you. You're going to be act a fool when they get there. So don't do that. You always, especially with social media, you have to be careful of your presence. You have to be careful how you present things, especially when you're marketing to sell and you're trying to get money.
And that's the same thing that I've been saying about the hair group. I mean, they're catty. I'm like, I will never sit on your chair because I'm not trying to have my hair pulled or nothing.
Right, like,
That's
I
not
want
where
to be
you go to find a
comfortable.
stylist. It's not in that group.
It's not, and it's sad. I mean, there's some good stylists, and I see them post every now and again. The good stylists don't really post that often in that group, and that says something about the people who are there.
Yeah.
Now, if the bulk of the people, the bulk of the stylists who are posting are negative, then somebody who's looking for a quality service, they're not gonna go there.
And some of them have do such good work. Like,
And
you
a
go to
lot of
their
stylists do
pages
a great
and
work.
you see it's amazing. You talk
Amazing.
so negative and you're
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but they
Rude.
to people on
But
social
people cut
media.
each other down in that group, like stylists. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people are working
Right.
together as a community.
Right,
It's like,
right.
well, I'm cutting you down, or you trying to sell this. Well, I'm going to find a way to, like, you know, so you can't sell it. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like a whole bunch of negative stuff all together.
Right.
Black people, like, we're fighting against each other for the same thing. Like, there's
Yes.
not enough for everybody. Like, come
How
on.
are we trying
on.
to bring the community up if we can't
That's the problem. We
both
can't get along.
get the money together?
Right. I travel. I'm a stylist. So if I'm not here, I'm always looking for other stylists. There's certain things I just won't do or don't do or whatever.
Right.
I'm always in that group looking for other stylists and I want to promote them. And I always want to, hey, if I can't do it, go to this person. I've reached out and I've actually met people out of that group. So I'm not going to say it's all bad because I have met some amazing stylists. Give it up for Shimon, you know, give it up for Chantel, give it up for Missy, give it up for there's so Michelle hair transformation. There's so many great stylists out there, but the bad stylists are loud.
Right.
And aggressive.
Yeah.
And they want their voice heard.
Yeah.
But you're not bringing anything to the table.
It's scary, to be honest with you. It's so scary. Like, I never even want anybody to post me in there.
Yeah.
Because they will start talking.
They will start and they take it
They'll break
beyond
you
hair.
down.
They take it beyond the service and they start getting into people. And I'm petty too. So
I
sometimes don't come
remember
at me. I might say
when
something
she
crazy too.
posted me once, they even went to my personal page and started screenshotting my pictures.
Yeah.
How did I get there?
But that's what I'm saying. But why do we do that to each other? For why? That's my thing is, but why? Why? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Because intimidation. We're going to hit on this real quick. And just because someone is doing the same thing as you, and you might notice there's things that they do differently, whether it's better or worse,
Yeah.
let them do them. Let them operate in whatever field or channel that they're operating in. And you got to allow people to grow. I want people to grow because I'm not a young, fresh hairstylist anymore. To be honest with you, I'm tired and I'm ready to do some other things. And I would love to put other stylists on. And I would love to give you great tips so you can make $250 for a sewing. And that's not even a lot.
But what about us customers? Don't we have a say? If I decide to go to you today and you did such an amazing job, but the next day I have an emergency and I have to go somewhere and I go to her, why are you mad?
Because people
Who
see
knows?
there's not enough for everybody. And there's enough. There's enough.
But
for
you gotta be
everybody.
secure as a stylist. You
And
gotta be
if I
secure
have,
with yourself.
I have a lot of friends that are personal trainers,
Right.
and I want to support them all.
Right.
And the good thing with them is that they let me go here and I go there, and
Yeah.
it's all
A
good.
lot of
Don't see me at somebody's studio today and you mad and pissed off at me because I went to that other person. I didn't come to you. No, I'll come to you on Saturday
Exactly.
in your
It's
club.
just business.
That's-
Like,
that's-
Business. And I have friends that are all doing business.
Exactly.
I'm trying to support all
Right.
of them.
Yeah.
You have to be securing yourself as a person, and as a stylist.
Mhm.
And when you get to that point, I send my clients to other stylists. That's why I say I'm always looking for other stylists because I'm not always here. It might be a convenience thing. They might need to get in last minute. They
Right.
might want something that I just don't want to do
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I love to have somebody, especially if that stylist is cool and I know we got a relationship. Go ahead, go to such and such. They're gonna take care of you.
Yeah, like refer.
You know, I
yeah.
don't feel what is for me, it's for me, and you have to feel that
Right.
way.
That part.
Because once you give it, then you receive it. I
Right.
receive clients from other stylists. I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're better or worse, but I get that, and it helps. Any type of positive or plus in your life helps. So of course I want to give that to the next person.
You
that
can't
comes
have
up.
just one person do your hair, okay? Because let me
Right.
tell you, I had one girl do my nails, and she was the only person that did the nails. When she couldn't do my nails, it didn't fit the schedule.
Mhm.
Then I had nobody to do that because she
Yeah.
wouldn't overdo somebody else's work.
Yeah.
So it's like if I have, if she can't do my hair, I have a couple other people
Mhm.
that can do it. But just because, like, you can't just be stuck. Like, that's like me buying one pair of jeans. That's it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have one pair of jeans forever. Like I can't go to any other store and buy any other jeans because you know what I'm saying. Like what is that?
Like,
Sarah.
don't be mad at us. We
Okay.
are customers. We need options.
I'm
Thank
gonna,
you.
Exactly. I'm gonna touch on something personal.
Okay.
Please don't put me on blast. But how did I treat you when you came in after being gone for I don't know how many months getting your hair done by somebody else?
July.
How did you feel after coming in? and getting and even calling me up. Did you feel like you couldn't call me up for a service? Did you feel like you weren't welcome
No.
in this space anymore?
Nope.
Or did you feel like we picked up from where we left off at?
Right.
You know?
like that.
It's like, but why would I feel some type of way about something when I know that you know what I'm saying? Like I knew. Yeah. Like,
and
why
it's
would,
so much easier as a stylist for them to come back to you when you build that type of relationship. So if they go to somebody and try something new because you said, listen, girl, I'm not doing that to that hair, to your
Right.
hair because it's gonna break off and it's gonna fall off in your lap. And they want it, they so pressed on getting it.
That's
you know
not what
I
happened
mean?
to me though. I'm trying to say.
And they so pressed on getting it, and they go get that style, and then they come to you all shamefaced like, I'm sorry. Please fix it. You gotta come on, baby. I told you, but come on. They gotta feel that at least you're working
Come
together.
on, come on.
I'm
the
serious.
prodigal
Come
son,
on.
I got
I'm not
you.
even gonna make you feel bad. We about to
Right.
kick back, work on you, and when you leave, you're gonna feel like $1 million because
Right.
not only do I have a great service that was done, I have a great relationship with my stylist, and that's what we have to work on as people in the
It's
professional
relationships.
community.
It's about
relationships, and that happens in every aspect of your life.
Yes.
And you have to do better with the relationships, and you can't work on that relationship with somebody else if you're not working on it with yourself.
Right.
You have
Starts
to be
with you.
secure with yourself.
Right.
And you have to understand that, listen, there's some things that I might need to switch around in order to check myself. Because, listen, it has happened to me. If I got some stuff going on and I'm just like, and I go out and I have that, perspective with the world, I might handle some things completely different. But if I'm like, I give it over, like, you know what, it happened. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I repent and I move on. Things start to happen.
Yeah, you can't get stuck in the moment.
Roll, and you cannot get stuck in
because
the
life
moment.
is made up of little moments. You know what I'm saying? It's just little moments. So.
Absolutely. So I want to touch on education, and we spoke a little bit last week about education, and I just wanted to talk on. You said, okay, wait a minute. I'm about to put you on blast. You made a comment today, and you said something about Teslas. What were you? We talked too.
So my kid's school, he goes to Basis Goodyear, and I'm telling you, I have never seen so many Teslas in my life. Like everybody has a Tesla.
I've been wanting a Tesla for the last about 4 or 5 years, and I first heard the word from my boy Johnny in Minnesota. He was always talking about Teslas. He wanted a Tesla so bad, and I came here, and when I went to my kid's school, I'm like, "What the heck? This is the Tesla!" And her
kids go to Basis.
My kids go to Basis in Chandler, and her baby, so that's how we kind of touch
Goodyear.
Yeah.
So it's like a.
We
like,
meet we're in tuned on a different level because the expectation for our child's education is on a different level.
Yeah.
And what goes into that when you're picking a education curriculum for your child, what is your perspective on that? What does that look like? What are you expecting? What do you want?
Right. I love a rigorous curriculum because I want my kid to work hard. I want him to take education seriously, and if because I've been trying to move him out of Basis because right now he's on track. He's in 3rd grade, but he's doing 4th grade stuff. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to put him in sports, but let me look for another curriculum that is almost the same, even if it's just slightly lower. It's still a little scary because I'm hoping, like right now he's in the middle in his class, but I'm hoping he doesn't start, if I move him out of Basis, he doesn't come home with A's. I'm like, no, we ain't going back.
I know, right?
And
it's so sad because I love Basis, and I've been my kids have been in Basis since 1st grade, I believe, and they're in the 5th grade now. And they're pretty smart children. I don't brag on my kids enough, and I don't like to brag per se, but the curriculum at Basis is definitely far supersedes any curriculum. And check it out for yourselves, any curriculum in Arizona, especially with a state that has the worst educational system. So to be able,
I'm from Africa. So in Africa, all we know is education.
Yeah, you go to
our parents.
Where are you from?
I'm from Kenya.
Yeah, my cousins are from the Ivory Coast, and they went to like international school. Like everything is different. Yeah,
like if you can afford an international school, go for it. If your family can take you to Harvard or Cambridge in the UK, that's what African parents do. So for me, education is
number one.
It's like number one.
It is.
Like when you're born,
This
start
you're going to a
education.
doctor.
Like,
and this,
Yeah.
you,
and this is your
doctor.
You're a doctor or you're a lawyer.
Engineer.
Like, hey, shut up. Engineer. They knew better than me. They knew better. But yeah.
Dr. Sarah.
Yeah, but really, that's your choice.
That's
Doctor,
an
lawyer.
African household.
It is.
It's an African household.
It is.
It
You
is.
know,
I know.
us not being doctors or lawyers or engineers,
Right.
that's
Right.
bad.
Right. So then that's it. That's all you can be.
Yeah, we didn't listen to our
Olivia,
parents.
you said that's an African household, and I gotta touch on that because there is a huge difference in how a African household is
Come on.
ran and how an African American household is
Facts.
ran.
Facts.
And it starts with education. And it's kind of sad because Africans, and I'm not speaking for everyone, these are my views, and I own my views. So these are just my thoughts and my opinions, whatever you want to take it as, is my perspective. So African parents, they come from a different side of the world. So their expectations for their children are high. Because
Yeah.
if I haven't done that for my family, you have to be the one that does that for our family. And you got to take all 50 of us.
Yeah.
Like, all
You have to
50
take
of
care
us.
of your family.
You got to take
Yeah.
care of your family. And us over here in Africa, in America, if we had assistance, whether that is by the government, whether that's by friends and family, whether it's by the streets, whatever it is, we have a little bit more assistance here. So everything's different. I don't even know how to express that in a way that most people can understand that when you're here and you deal with a certain different type of oppression. We don't have the same oppression that you have in Africa. So instead of coming over here and we need to figure out, bring what you have, the community, the legacy that's been instilled in you, all of that. Let's bring that together and join together and see how we can. Let me get what you got from over here. Let me
Yeah.
get what you got from over here. And how do we grow together?
I
Instead,
think that's really important. I
Yes.
think because I keep hearing people saying, "Oh, Africans don't like African Americans."
yeah.
I was married to an African American. My son is African American. I have mostly dated African.
It's the other way around.
So
It's the other way around.
I feel like, okay, there are Africans that really have no issues with African Americans, and then there are Africans that do have issues with African Americans, and then there are African Americans that are like, "Oh wow, you guys are people," and then there's some that are like, "Oh, them Africans over there."
But you want to go back to
You know,
Africa.
so
That's the part I don't
right.
understand.
So I think that we, as a
so-
collective, as a people, should come together.
Facts.
And we're all black. Guess what?
At the end of the
That cop is
day,
gonna shoot any
you're all-
of
at the end of the day,
Oh,
you're black.
until you open up your
Black.
look, it's
They
until you
want
open up your
no,
mouth and
yeah.
speak,
You black.
you might not we're black.
You
So,
are black. That's
everybody
a box that you
doesn't
check.
understand
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
from Nigeria. Everybody
Yeah.
doesn't. Everybody doesn't understand who you are, but they
Right.
understand that you're black.
They're gonna
and
see
you're
that first.
intimidating,
You're black, and then
and-
you're a woman.
and then
And then you're an American.
And what I'm about to, you know what? This is my show, so I'm gonna say what I need to say. Stop puffing up your chest like you better than now.
Right.
Stop acting like I came over here to this country. My children are over here in this country. They went to school and they spent school and I went to school and I did this and that. I'm better than you. You're not better than anybody. You had the same struggle my mother and father had. You just have it in a different continent. Stop playing. And that doesn't make your children, you had a different situation. Your struggle is different from mine. That doesn't make your children any better than mine. That does not make your
Exactly.
children any better than mine. That doesn't make your struggle any harder than mine. We just reacted differently to it. We had a different perspective. We're in a different place. So don't, instead of, going against me, come together and see why I am the way I am. See why my past has affected me and put me in the position that I am today. I'm not asking for a whole lot. Just understand. And let's work together and get to a better place in life. So our children, because a lot of us are mixed, like you just said, your child is by African American. My children are by African. So when we get together and we make babies, this world is affecting who? Is it affecting Africa or is it affecting America? It doesn't matter. It's affecting our children.
Right.
So go ahead and get off your high little pedestal and understand that you need to do something to put into,
Wait,
to
which
invest.
Africans are you talking about?
Does it matter?
Yeah,
It
because
does matter
I think
because
that
I have personally, I haven't met those Africans that you guys are talking about.
But I haven't
The
met any
Africans
like
that
that.
I've met have
Because
no
my cousins
issues
are African,
with African
and my dad is
Americans.
African. Like I haven't either. So it's but also
I'm the only one that messed up 419.
I told you stop messing with them.
hey. Okay, because I don't do that.
keep telling you to stop messing
Me
with
too.
them.
I'm with you on that. I don't because I know.
My African sisters know better. We got the African Americans over here falling for it. Y'all little city bitties, they know
Well, keep
all
on,
about you.
keep doing it. Keep
doing
doing it.
it.
This African prince, he is a lawyer. He's a doctor. He's an engineer. He still treats you like he got the 5th or 6th wife. You better understand what's going on. Stop playing. First of all, if I ain't number one, numero
Let me
uno.
tell you one thing.
Good
If
luck.
you love you some African brothers, nothing wrong with that. They are beautiful.
I don't date them.
They are blessed. But my thing is that you, just like me dating an African American man, you have to choose who you want to associate
They're
yourself
not all
with.
the same.
They're, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
It's a people thing.
they're not
It is.
all the same.
Right.
But to me, if I meet a man and he starts showing his colors or his
Mhm.
sides of things that I don't like, that's where we end.
Right.
Or
Yeah, it's a
that's
people
where
thing.
we put the line.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
where the line
it's a
gets
people
You
drawn.
got boundaries.
But
yeah.
one thing that I know about our African brothers, they're strong and let me put it like this. In an African household, typical African household, a woman's place is supposed to be in the kitchen. Okay. So a woman, and this, I saw my mother do this like my whole life. It was just to serve her husband. That's a typical
That's the culture.
African, it's the culture. So when you meet an African man that still has that mentality, run.
Yeah.
Because you will not have a say in that relationship.
No.
You're right. And you might think, and he might even lead you to believe that you have a say in that
But you don't.
relationship.
You don't.
You
Especially if he
don't.
starts
They're
saying,
so clever.
where have you been?
They're
I
so-
was calling you.
Girl, I can't stand
But you should know. But how many times are you gonna go through the? Oh, I can't with
you.
that.
I
That's
listen.
a control thing. I can't. Oh, I can't do
The
that.
control
Yeah, I
is
ain't with it.
real.
I ain't
The
with it.
control.
It's so
African
real.
man
Oh, I know.
loves.
Oh, I know. They love control.
Loves control,
Mhm.
and it is. You can't be an African man
Mm-mm.
without.
You have to have a submissive.
Having
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there are some African men that are very submissive. That they just
I
do
don't
it
wanna
for their wives and do it for their
Yeah,
girlfriends.
yeah,
I've
don't-
seen that. I have some of my friends are married to African men, and I've seen their men in the kitchen,
I don't
which
mind
is
a man in the
usually
kitchen.
really
Listen.
rare for an African
Listen,
man.
I don't mind a man in the kitchen. Ain't nothing wrong with you being in the
But
kitchen.
that's not usually part of the culture. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not.
It's not. It's not
Right.
such a common thing.
It's like from the old school. It's like old school. That's how my aunt is. It's like old school African. It's like, but the new generation doesn't follow
They're so
everything the old school
disrespectful.
does.
Right.
The new generation so disrespectful. I don't care where you at, Africa, Asia, Europe, Antarctica,
The new generation
Alaska.
are weak.
They're
honestly.
just, we have
They're
raised, and I'm not going to, I have to stand back because my daughters are different. But we have collectively, we have raised a weaker and lesser vessel.
Exactly.
And at a point, we got to sit back and like, okay, what did I do wrong? Now your kids are out here out of control and they're crazy and nobody wants to take accountability for that. You raised that monster.
And that
You
is
raise that
happening
monster.
even in the African household.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now, a lot of Africans do all they can to bring their kids to America
Mhm.
to further their
Yeah.
education.
And
Go
America
to
jacks them
Harvard,
up
go to-
completely.
And then they
go
act
to-
a
and then
fool.
they
And they
come
act a
here,
fool.
they
Yep.
get on drugs.
That's what happened. Yep.
They're so into, and that's the new generation.
Yeah.
While
Yeah.
the other generation,
yeah.
how do you go to America
Yes.
and start getting
Yes.
on drugs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
yes.
it's weird because I just saw this in a Kenyan Women in the USA group that I'm in. One of the ladies' son just died of an overdose,
That's crazy.
and that is something that is very rare in our culture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that's crazy. And then not to, but I just want to give a huge, prayer and shout out to John. Is it who just passed away? John Witherspoon?
Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Witherspoon. I had a personal encounter with him, and it was all joy. I was in downtown Minneapolis, and I was going through Daddy Rocks. I don't know if you guys remember that club, but he stopped me and he grabbed me by the waist. Hey, maybe he's just so full of life, and
And we
I'm just
all
like,
went.
Pops,
Right.
I'm like, Pops, and he's like, yeah, you know. And then it was just a brief encounter, but something that is just memorable for all of my life. And just to hear that he passed away, I feel really saddened by that. And I want to pray all of my condolences go out to his friends and family. And I just want to hope that they're having the support that they need through this hard time. And thank you all for watching. Go to c.a.t.c.h. That's the YouTube channel, and we'll catch you later. Tune in.
We out.
All right, so
All right. I gotta go.
all right, so hold on.